so yeah, that's for me, that's fascinating, both being on the forefront of what's going on in the marketing world and in the personal development field. And then yeah, it's and I have to admit that's one of the way that's one of the areas where I've had some mixed things going on unconsciously in terms of getting out big time in the public, that I've simply had too much fun, you know, doing what I do and experiment, and I've had too much sort of this thing of well, I'm gonna take this even further.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Once I go big, then it's just gonna be boom,
I know.
out of the water.
I can see it because I know you now for 3-4 years, and it's like, and then I thought you had plans to do that, and then I see you constantly developing your own methods and
that's the number one thing for me. That is my drive, and it will always be my drive.
Cool.
The money making part is secondary.
But I mean, I know, but still, there should be more people around the world being able to get your stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely, and there will be now. Because it's probably a too long of an explanation. But one of the things that I did recently, and I told you some of the things I work on now, is that it's really going for finding that one thing that will make the biggest possible change to your life or to your business or your professional life or whatever it is. The one thing that when you get that fixed or improved will automatically remove or eliminate or improve other areas. And for me, what I realized is that I have this long process, and it's what I'm going to present tomorrow at the free seminar we're doing. Is that you take all the obstacles. You first of all, you have the goal, and then you figure out what are all the obstacles, and then you sort of go as deep as possible, figuring out, well, what makes this obstacle possible, or why is that, and you really go as deep as possible. And what I found is that the one thing I needed to do is to create a big enough vision of more exactly where I wanted to go and why I wanted to do it. So I'd have to do some things with connecting up what it would mean. It would mean that I would have more time to develop stuff. It would mean that more people got the results that I could provide for them. And I'm one of the best at providing. And the results of that would be that I would also make a hell of a lot of more money. And then what's really, really important when you have to set a goal or a big enough vision, the trick is that setting that big vision, it has to be big enough that it's really motivating, and it also has to be precise enough, and also some of the steps of getting there, so you believe it's possible. But it also has to be at a level where you're willing to sort of quote unquote pay the price that it will take to be there. So for example, I'm not willing to aim for having a company like Tony Robbins, where he's depending on being a certain place, a certain time of year, 300 days out of the year, or something like that, and have a huge responsibility for, tons of different investments, tons of different workers, employees, partners, etc., and also a couple of other things I know about which I cannot talk about. But that's sort of besides the point. Is that the point is that you also need to be willing to pay the price that it takes. So, and I think for most of us, the window of where that vision or that goal needs to be is not that big. It's very easy to sort of go Tony Robbins style, and I want to conquer the universe, or I want to be a gazillionaire and have yachts and mountains and countries and islands, or do the other thing of, I'm gonna be content with my comfort zone, and I'll go for a nice job and a nice house, and that's not gonna work either, because that's just a slight extension of your comfort zone. That's not stepping into your growth zone. That's not stepping into who you can truly be, your ideal self. So that's one of the new things that I think that I've not maybe discovered, but really paying attention to now, is that finding where's the sweet spot of that big overall goal or vision. And for me, it's also a vision, because it's so much easier getting people to connect and be part of a vision than it is to be part of a company. And that's one of the things that I've sort of been dreading is having to have employees. Because to me that's a waste of my time. But if I have people, if I set a vision that's big enough, I will have people who wants to be part of that vision and who will be proactive.
Because people are contacting you all the time trying to like get you out. Like I'm saying now, I know you have guys in America saying like, just say the word and I'll mail out to 100,000 people like that, or even people here in Norway who has come to you and helped you, whatever, doing small jobs for you and stuff. You always attract people. I seen you attract tons of like valuable people, but I can see the thing that not having employees, that it will be like like a more of like a team player towards your vision kind of thing.
And that's what I realized for myself, is that was the number one thing that would automatically either fix or make some obstacles irrelevant. Was to find that exact sweet spot. And the epiphany and the sort of energy boost I got from doing that, and we're talking days since I did it. It was just amazing. And that led to me getting a new idea, you know, that I talked to you and Knut about yesterday, where you went, shit, and you know that's where I went when I got it. So it's funny how sometimes when you really get that thing sort of fixed or improved or whatever you want to call it, so much potential, so much energy will be released. And